That was a perfect intro.
I know. It's like,
Okay.
look, getting cameos all over the place, but it is okay. Why is it okay? Because it is Thursday, and if you know, it must be Thursday when we are here, because we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the podcast is real. I am your host, King Drell, the creator and founder of the podcast. But of course, this podcast means nothing without the incredible people that are here on the podcast with me. And one of them you have been finding with a whole lot of video game clips on the Soundless Well page. So I hope you guys have been following and enjoying that because he's been sliding that content out there. Of course, he can also rock the stage as well. Hell of a performer, the singing sensation, my nephew, Vocal!
Hello,
As he's usually
arigato.
out dripping everybody, as I seems like, as he does so far on this podcast. And guys, do not adjust your set. It's the beginning of the podcast, and he is here. So yes, we do have my brother from another mother, my Jamaican brother over here, the man that holds it down. One of the most loyal people that you will ever find in this community out there as a vibe anytime you run into him. The king of New York, Jasire!
Period.
Pow! Boom, 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 boom. You don't know.
And it's okay because, as my nephew would always say, it is not about me. It is not about him. It is not about my Jamaican brother because we got a special one here this week. And it's extra special for a reason. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this woman is making her appearance on not one, not two, not three, but fourth appearance on the podcast is real. The first person to appear on every single season.
Oh,
So that is what I'm talking about. You know what? We got to give it up for that real quick before we even finish that. Yes, the absolute first
I was like,
one.
is it my anniversary? And you were like, no. I was like, oh.
To the first
My
one
bad.
to appear on all 4 seasons of the podcast is real. But you know what? That's okay, because I know y'all have seen her out there in other places too. Because you definitely don't want to see her in Fortnite though, or maybe even in Rivals, because you might have a little problem out there. She is single-handedly proven that women are very competitive in things other than Overcooked. So I'm letting you guys know that right here, right now. But you know what? She might just kick your ass too if you mess with her. So you don't want to see her out on the street either. Shape shifting her way into our hearts. One of my all-time favorite content creators. Give it up for Little Chaos!
Thank you guys for having me. I feel like a cheese ball.
Oh,
Yay!
man. As we are here, season 4 of the podcast is real. So, Chaos, how are you doing tonight?
I am good. I am. Go ahead. Come on. Go ahead. Sorry. This is Bruno, everybody. Bruno
Aw.
Bucciarati. He wanted to make his appearance. So this is Bruno. Go ahead. Tell them about yourself.
Come
Go
on.
ahead.
Are we speechless now?
Right. Come on now. We heard you hooting and hollering.
He said, "Listen, mom, don't put me on the spot. You see how cute I look.
Okay.
I
All right.
I want the people to see me. You feel
Okay.
me? I'm whispering. I'm letting Jasiri
Okay.
talk for me because you see me.
Okay.
I'm
My
gonna
bad.
get my snack now, but
Okay.
I'll
I'm
wait till
sorry.
you done. But
Okay.
I'm gonna stay right here though. You
Okay.
feel me?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right,
All right.
mom,
All right.
mom, I want
My
a
bad.
pat. All right,
Okay. There you go. Okay.
thank you,
That's
mom.
it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Him on every occasion. But I'm good. Thank you for asking. Surviving, thriving, trying to make some uh big and good changes in my life. So, just consistently pushing myself forward, just looking for growth at any opportunity or in every moment and any place, anytime I can do that. I'm just looking to grow and be better than I was the day before. So feel a bit more confident about this year though. So
Hey, that's all we asked for.
yes, this is year 7. So I'm like looking forward to seeing what else I can accomplish.
Yeah, you love to hear it. By the way, Michael Mobley in the chat saying game over. All right, everybody sliding through for a little chaos because she has a community and the community
Yeah.
follows. But yes, like I said, appreciate you coming through for this other podcast because, like I said, there's really only two other people who even have an opportunity to be able to say that they've come through in all four seasons of the podcast. So that is a very special thing, and that shows your dedication. So you were the first. And I
Yes.
think that there's only like two others that can even make that possible because they've been on the past three seasons. So
Mm-hmm.
it's rare air, and
Yeah.
you like us. You really like us.
Y'all are cool. Y'all are cool as shit, actually.
Which, by the way, I also have to bring up that that is not a moniker that I've just given at the beginning of this podcast. I think I've told you this before, but you are one of my favorite content creators. You are the person I put on my DreamCon application that they did not accept me for, but whatever. But you are the person that I put on my DreamCon application. So, yes, you are
Thank
a
you.
person that means a lot to me in this community.
Please, thank you. That just made me really happy. Thank you so much.
And especially with it being, Women's History Month, we definitely wanted to put a highlight on the girlies. Put a highlight on the girlies. That's what we like to do around here. Killing it in everything, overcooked in otherwise others.
And
So
everything.
they just think y'all just aren't competitive or something. I don't know.
It was a whole thing. A whole thing.
I know it was a whole thing, and it was a divide. Even in the community that I didn't think it would be a divide in, the women.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's gonna have their own opinion on it, and like, two things can be true at once, and I think a lot of people fail to understand that. And while we are given the option and we should be allowed to do what we want, right? Like, that's the great thing about being you, and we can make decisions on our own. But also it was just like, out of all the games that were listed, they were all like, nobody was gonna vote for these. So of course they were gonna vote for Overcooked, but apparently it's also based on the brand that's sponsoring the event and what they choose. And there just should have been, I guess, maybe a different conversation at that point. Like, hey, I don't know that this sounds great during Women's History Month, but I mean, I'm a woman in gaming. Like, my opinion's not going to change. That's just how I feel about it. It was not, I don't think it was the best decision that we collectively, everybody could have made. Because I'm not blaming just the women that voted on it. I'm not blaming the brand. I'm not blaming the people that are sponsored. Like, I'm not blaming, like, everybody has equal blame. You know what I mean? Like, that's what that is. It's
No,
whatever,
no, I
though.
get it. Yes, guys, the hot seat started a little early tonight, but no, I understand because everybody knows the stigma that has gotten better, but it's still there about women gamers, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, if we're gonna do this thing to celebrate women, the best way to do it is just to be like, boom, let's show them that you don't want to see us in some of the most competitive things that we have out there. And it's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you want to get some women together and show them how they're just as good at gamers as the men? Give them Mario Party. Yeah, nah. It's like,
I thought Mario Party was a great suggestion, but also that comes with limitations. Like, the brand might say no. So it's like, but damn, like, Mario, I was like, bro, there's so many games, and I guess it was just weird that nothing, nothing. Like, Mario Party is a jam. Like, the new Mario Kart just came out. Like, everybody probably has to switch too by now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody, but
I don't
majority.
know about
Like,
that one.
oh, yikes, sorry. I mean, I just know it's been an uptick in Pocopia, and um you can put it on a firm. I don't know, like, make it work. I don't figure it out. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no, like, they were just trying to go for something that was super accessible, and I was just like, all right, man, just
I get it. They didn't want to limit it to a game that's only available on one system. They want it to be something that's
exactly.
available on
So,
all platforms.
hmm and I get it. Like I said, two things can be true at once. I get it. I promise. I love that game. I'm competitive as hell. I'm mad when people don't go turn off the stove and the shit start burning. Like, I'm mad when y'all don't do that too. Like, I get it. I really do, but not right now. That's all. Just not right now.
You definitely heard her. Two things can be true. Just like she can be a great content creator and she can be an even better cosplayer. Both things can be true. So, all you do, if you keep giving us content to put out there, we're going to keep bringing them on. So, for the fourth time ever, we are going to do our cosplay showcase, aka She's Got That Shit On.
I love that.
So, for starters, I had to make sure I got to some that you haven't done since the last podcast. So,
Yep.
looks like we had to slide over to Demon Slayer, which, of course, we know there was a movie last year, and there's going to be some things.
Hmm.
So, I would love for you, as always, to talk to us about this cosplay.
So it was a Demon Slayer collab. So it was like a group of us. It was a bunch of us actually. Everyone did a Hashira. All the demons were done. And even the little side characters. Like I know Tengen had like a group of people like in not Tengen. Shinobu had a group of girls like in her little home that were like people that took care of like Tanjiro and Inosuke and Zenitsu when they got hurt. So it was a great group of people and it was really fun. And I was like, oh, Mini Katana gifted me this sword not last Christmas, the Christmas before. No, thanks like Black Friday. And I was like, I've just had the sword. And I was like, I've done Genya, so I was like, I think I could do Tsunemi. I bought Tsunemi. I did not touch Tsunemi. It was just in the closet. I was like, I'll get to him eventually. But then when they dropped this collab, I was like, wait, of course someone picked Mitsuri. So, but honestly, I'm kind of grateful because the wig is a hassle and I don't know where it is right now. So I was like, okay, bet I can do Tsunemi. This is my first time doing Tsunemi. And it's always interesting when I look at this because like I just felt the most sickening I think I could have ever felt. Like I just felt so badass. And I was really excited because everything came to fruition. The scars, I do think I could have done better. Like I'm still working on that type of skill because these are dark, but if you look at them in the anime, their scars are light. Um, but that would require just a different skill set, and I don't think I've mastered that quite yet. Um, but the vision was still secured. Like I was like, I asked the girls in the chat, I was like, yo, do y'all think I could do a mullet? Cause like a short style on me, I don't feel like eats down. I love long hair. I just love having something on my head. Like I need it. And I was like, bro, let me do a mullet. And when I put that mullet on, I was like, bro, I was like, okay, all right, cool, 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 cool. Let me finish the makeup. And everything just like, I just like sharpened my eyeliner. It just felt sickening. I just felt so good. Tsunemi is actually one of my favorites. I was thoroughly surprised that it came the way it did. And I like curled the bangs just a little bit to give it some like I guess some volume up at the top so it just didn't fall so flat because mullets are just like a one-dimensional kind of, like it's just pretty dry. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad that it's a lot of fun. And like I said, look, every time we do a cosplay a different time than we did at the time before, we're always looking to upgrade. So that
Hmm.
there's nothing wrong with you going, you know what, I could do better than this next time. Because I know personally
Yeah.
I do that every time I put one back on. It's like, okay, I
Hmm.
kind of did this with this one, but what about the next one, especially with your resources? So for you to do that,
Exactly.
that is actually really good. I will say, quick story real quick before we move on to the next one. Last week I posted, it didn't make my 28 days, but I posted my law cosplay. It was the first time I did him since last year in
Hmm.
New York. Well, at the time I did him in New York, I had the temporary tattoos that were
Hmm.
a bitch to get off, by the way. But and all that stuff was absolutely great. And the reason he didn't make the 28 days was because I ran out of temporary tattoos and I
No.
couldn't get, and they come from overseas.
Yeah.
So they could not get here in time to make the 28 days. And then when it was over, and then I was like, well, I guess I can just go ahead and buy them now. But then I sat back and remembered, wait a minute. Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away and a long, long time ago, I used to be a damn good drawer. I'm just gonna grab me a thing and I'm going to draw these tattoos on myself,
Yep.
which is exactly what I did.
Hell
And
yeah.
I think it came out pretty well considering the fact that that was probably like the first like thing that I've drawn in years.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I know that feeling all too well.
By the way, KTGO7 said what it do in the chat.
That killer. I think that's killer. What's up, killer?
Might be killer, but I know what is a killer. You know what? I love the fact that you did that segue. You know what? You're doing my job for me. Because we got another, speaking of kill, we got another cosplay up here that I am going to give you the floor for. So please, speaking of tattoos as well, talk to us about this one.
So as death was so random. I think Sean and I started a Kame ga Kill. Well, we weren't starting it. We were rewatching it because I think I watched like the first 4 episodes and I was like, oh, let me like keep watching it. Um, and so I think I got a little bit past. I haven't even got to the part where S Death even gets to talk to Tatsuma. What is his name? Ta Takami. What the is his name? Tatsumi. I haven't even got to that part yet. But I just when I saw her, I was like, bro, she is ill. She is sickening. And someone bought this for me for my birthday 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I didn't know anything about a Kame got kill. So I didn't want to cosplay the character because I just didn't know. Um, but I had everything, and I was like, you know what? I just got some nice blue contacts. Moko Queen sent me those contacts, and I was like, oh, this kind of works out. I was like, okay, well, you know what? That's gonna be the person I put these contacts in for. And it was fun. I drew that tattoo by myself. Um, looking in the mirror and like on, everything looks different. Like when you're I can't even look down because I can't see. Like I had to look in the mirror and
Same
try to
with the
draw it.
lockout,
Like,
with the lockout.
yeah, you literally cannot. It's impossible. And I love Sean, I do, but I knew I couldn't ask Sean to help me. So I was like, you know what? Like speak of the devil,
Speaking
there he
of,
is.
you just spoke him up.
Oh my gosh, I always do. I was like, I know I can't ask Sean to do this for me. I was like, F it, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. But I did, and I was so excited. I felt like my videos for S Death were so good. I still haven't posted all of them, by the way. But I felt like all my pictures were god awful. I don't know what it was. I
He
felt
said,
like the
I
pictures were
love
just so good.
Sean, but
No, I said I love. Hold on. I said I couldn't ask you to draw the tattoo on for me for S Death. That's what I was saying. Like I couldn't ask you to draw the tattoo, and you actually weren't there when I was filming this cosplay, so I couldn't ask you to draw the tattoos on that. That's what I was saying. Oh, I see. But so yeah, I felt like the pictures did not eat well. I should have steamed the background. There was nothing in Photoshop. I mean, I'm sure in Photoshop. I don't use Photoshop. There was nothing in the apps that I was using to blur this background the way even if you blurred it, it was his back.
and we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yay. Okay, I was like, no.
Network dropped on our end, so on my end, so I don't know what's going on there. So now I need to check to see how that works. But you know what?
The
We're only
stream is
live, so
backed
it's
up.
no big deal. But yeah, we're good. So he'll probably be back later. But anyway, where were we?
I thought Spectrum felt shit. I was about to, how Spectrum move in our household. They don't play about us. They
No,
turn
that's
us off in a
actually
minute.
the first time the network has ever dropped on our end, on my end.
Want me to fight him?
So, nah, I don't. And I was looking at my phone.
Okay.
I'm like, did my internet drop? But then I looked and I was like, no, it was only the OBS. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I told you, it just did an update. So, but
Yeah.
anyway.
So yeah. But yeah, I was saying I felt like I'm trying to get new lights for the background. So we could just make it a little more like vibrant and really give a picture, like a picture on picture moment. Like I'm there, but I feel like that background just doesn't complement what's really happening in the photos. Um, but I love the way that cosplay looks. I did end up ripping the corset in the back, so I do need to sew it back, but I'm not gonna sew it. I'm gonna have what I need to ask my friend to do it because I cannot. But yeah. I love that as death. But I think I'm gonna redo her, and I also am a little bit better at styling wigs now. So she will be getting a redo for sure. She'll be getting a redo.
Well, it is absolutely great that she will be getting a redo. But I will say that there is one that I personally don't think needs a redo, but because I think I responded very verbally on like everywhere on every platform you posted this on,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I was just like, this, I'm sorry, this is just too good. So
Wow.
yeah, you have to talk to me. You have to tell me everything. Tell me everything.
Guys, I hated this Ada Wong cosplay. I hated it. I hated it with a burning passion. I think I cringe at every time I scroll through the photos. And like the videos came out great. There was something about the photos, and that's how I know that it's time to kind of like upgrade the setup. Cause again, the photos just did not eat down the way that I wanted to. And then I used this wig for Mikasa. Um, yep, Sean knows I was stressing so bad about this cosplay. I didn't have the choker that came with it. I used when you melt your lace front, that headband, I folded it and tied it around my neck. Like I didn't have the I didn't have the patch or whatever the what is that called? Where you put the guns in, like the holster. I didn't have the holster, so I used the whatever I got from an old Chun-Li cosplay. The wig just wasn't like wigging for me. Like I know it's not supposed to wig, but it's supposed to like look a certain way. And then when I went back and looked at her and I was like, oh, I should have like unbumped the ends like oppositely. Like, everything that went wrong did, but the videos were good. The lighting and everything was perfect, but this is partly my fault because I don't have a black background. As you can see, it's blue. Because we used to have a black background, but Bruno threw up on it, so we threw it away. Um, so we only have white and blue, and not to mention we need that because that's a bed sheet. So I like cannot use it all the time. So really, like it just didn't eat the way I wanted to. I think I'm gonna scrap this one, redo the wig, and then do her updated Resident Evil 4 outfit. And God forbid she is in some type of DLC for Resident Evil 9 that she come down with a new outfit. You'll see me in that, but I don't know that this outfit was also flattering to my body. I don't like halters. I have like really like muscular shoulders, and I feel like I don't know, it just didn't do what I wanted it to do. I don't know, guys. I hated it. I hated it. That's me being honest. And I love that everyone else liked it, but I just didn't. I didn't eat.
She just literally looked
I
down
I
and
know I just tore
said,
myself apart.
"Oh, look, there's a rug you're standing on. Let me go ahead and pull that out from under you real quick." Oh
Yeah,
boy,
sorry.
do I feel foolish right now. So
I'm
okay,
so sorry.
so
I had to break it to y'all like
you
this.
know what? It is fine. It is fine. If it makes
Gotta
you
do what
feel
you
any
gotta
better,
do.
if it makes you feel any better, my biggest draw to the cosplay was that debut video because that was just top tier. And I
Thank you.
will not fight back on that because that was just too good. So,
Thank you.
no, there we
Okay.
go.
Okay. Okay. I have one more video coming out for her. That one's gonna be crazy. I know it is. I just have to edit it.
Mm,
But that video is probably gonna be better than the first video that you guys saw. So
really? Okay.
yeah, I'm really happy with the song choice and everything, the way I recorded it. So it should be good. It should be good.
Okay, well, we definitely look forward to it because not a lot of people do cosplay her, so that is something that
Right.
I really like to see. But we will
Mm-hmm.
move on to somebody that everybody is cosplaying at the moment. But you know
Mm-hmm.
what? You did it as well, and it's a good thing that you have somebody with you that you can do these cosplays with.
Hell
And
yeah, brother.
considering what is going on in the very, very often spoiled Jujutsu Kaisen these days,
Yep.
uh, you got to talk to me about the cosplay for both of you guys, actually.
Yeah. What's so funny is that I knew we would eventually get to this, but I wanted to see everything for myself. Like everybody had been cosplaying these characters maybe about 2 years ago when they were first introduced in the manga.
Hmm.
And Sean also read the manga, so he knows about these characters, but he will, he won't spoil that for me. So when we got to see
Aw.
them on the episode, I was like, wow, like I felt like I could really see their personalities, like the videos and pictures that everyone else is doing. I don't have any context, so I don't understand. I don't know. I know nothing about these two people besides bro hitting the jackpot in dancing, and then I find out bro's never. That's not even a dance. So with that being said, not only did y'all fucking lie to me, like I had to find that out for myself. But anyways, um, this was so fun because this is the first time we experimented with like hair wax. I did use it once when I did Roxanne Wolf a long time ago. And it was good. It was good. It was good. But I use it on a wig and it's all right. But to see it in real hair, black hair, was great because it worked out perfect. Sean's not gonna dye his hair. So that was exciting. We tested it out. I did get some insight from RJ Hooks, so thank you to him, because he was doing this before dyeing his hair. And he actually suggested two other colors. Those colors, one is out of stock. So I was like, well, Sean, let's try doing like yellow and white together. So hopefully it brightens up his hair. And everybody thought Sean dyed his hair. And I was like, no, but yes, that's what we want. Sean had this cosplay about 2 weeks before me. Um, as you could tell, he was very excited to do this. Um, I have over 48 videos saved for this cosplay in TikTok. So we've done about half. The other half we'll have to do another weekend because we just didn't have time. But it's just been so exciting. Like, um, I just love their dynamic. Like in the show, like he don't play about Kirora. That's the type of energy I'm always on. Like he don't play about her. Like she don't play about him. She knows him very well. Like, she knows exactly what makes him tick. And I just felt like that is like it's just exactly how we operate. Like Sean know if I'm calling his phone, hey, look, you can't guarantee it's gonna be. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it was perfect. It was exactly us. And this is our first cosplay together since being married. So I feel like it was just really cool to be
Aw.
like, yeah, we're back at it again. When we were recording all of our videos, it just felt like how me and Sean first started dating, and like our first or second year in, we'd be at my grandmother's house in her spare room, like 2, 3 a.m. making all of those Mitsuri and Igoro videos. If anyone has seen those, like it's been a long time. But like now we have evolved and like we have better eyes for content. Um I edit a lot better visually at angles and what looks as look good, what keeps the attraction from viewer to, like video. We just learned so much. So I know the next few videos that are coming out, um, I think are really going to like just Sean knows how to edit music. We got a really cool edit coming out, and he edited that music with the voice actor from for Hakari. And I don't think anybody has a sound like that. And Sean created the sound. So when we drop that, I feel like that whole cycle is gonna kind of start back again, which we're excited about. So yeah, we can't wait to show everybody else what else we have done.
New
Oh,
drop,
great.
new drop, new drop.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. But I can say, because she did touch on something that I was hoping that she would bring up. So now I didn't have to bring it up, but I am right now because, yes, this is your first time on this podcast since getting married. The last time you were on
Mm-hmm.
here, it wasn't quite
Mm-hmm.
wedding day yet. So
Right, right.
So right here on
Oh boy.
air, I want to go ahead, even though I know I've told you already, to congratulate you guys on the marriage because I love both you guys.
Thank
Y'all
you.
are an amazing couple,
Thank
and
you.
it ain't every day that I will come across couples where I actually like both of them. So it's like,
Shit. Oh my god. Almost choked. That was funny. That was funny. Everybody drinking their water like, mm.
yes, 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 and I meant and I meant what I said too. Y'all can take that for whatever you want,
Simple.
but.
Simple.
Okay, so I would say that we would get to the end, but I also got one more cosplay that I want to go ahead and show everybody for the people. So, Chaos, I'm gonna need you to talk to me about this Yodorichi cosplay. Oh wait, hold on. No, I
Listen
thought
here.
I thought I had a clip of a Yodorichi cosplay.
Listen,
I guess I don't
listen,
have one. Sorry.
listen. I actually bought just recently. I bought because I think I want to do I just thought about the bodysuit, and I need to be in the gym a little bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other one of the all black, with the scarf around her waist, and then the two like little bands on her arm. So I also, like I said, I'm a lot better at this wig shenanigans now. So I am going to try it. Like when I put this out, I want it to be good. I want it. You heard me about S Death about how long ago somebody bought that. They bought that when you bought Yodorichi, so it's in the lineup. So I do have extra pieces for her to fulfill this cosplay. I actually just found the wig like a week ago because I was actually going through a bunch of wigs and throwing out some stuff. So that is my hope that I do get to her
Mm,
soon.
okay, yeah,
Yes.
gonna get to her soon.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because I do. We do have footage of you on this podcast where you were literally swinging the wig around like nunchucks. By the way, that was in
I
season 2. That was in season 2. By the way, we're in season 4.
see 2 years ago. See, I told it all adds up. I never lie.
So we really want to talk about anniversary. So there you go.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
I guess I'm gonna ask. Let's see, Yodorichi cosplay GTA 6. What comes first?
Oh, Yodorichi. I mean, GTA. The person who got all that money in Rockstar was found on the Epstein file, so I don't know. I don't know if we get no GTA 6. Let me stop. We probably will, but I'm just saying. You'll definitely get Yodorichi before that. But they shut all of Rockstar down.
Man, look, I know they're saying they're adamant this time. I know there's reports that says this summer they're gonna start revving up the promotion for GTA 6 because they're like they're not moving it anymore and they about to wait. It's like, yeah, we've heard all of this. So
Yep.
until I see a hands-on trailer or at least a
Yeah.
gameplay trailer,
Right.
I'm not believing crap. So
Absolutely. No, real. Real. I hear you.
and it will probably still be in my head before they go to Riki cosplay. But anyway, we have to get to the week that was because there were, as always, things that happened in the past week that is always good to try to touch on that goes out there in the world, not necessarily always in the nerd community, sometimes in the Black community, because as Jasiri holds up some things over there, because Jasiri's been very, very busy lately. And
Big
we
facts,
also
big
we
facts.
also got a lot of things coming too. He's got some stuff that he's been posting. I'm currently editing some stuff that he submitted me that will be coming out pretty soon. I don't know if anybody noticed this, but I've quietly been taking a week off. Like I've barely been
Yes.
on social media at all.
You
And
deserve
that's
that.
okay. Well deserved.
You need
And
that.
Especially after the damn 28 days. You can never I'll never do that shit again.
but you know what? Doing that kind of stuff can get you recognized. It can maybe get you in a good position, and it could probably
Every
help you
time.
win. It could probably also help you win some awards. Like Sinners.
Right. That's crazy.
Definitely
How the
got it.
dog go?
They finally got something praising me.
What? Michael B. Jordan, best actor?
That's all I
Best
needed to
actor?
see. That is all I needed to see.
Best
Yep.
film?
Yep.
That-
Yep. Yep.
Black cast? Come
Come
on. And
on.
no Tourette's this time? Oh my goodness.
Come on now. You said the whole shebang. You said
Come
we locked
on.
in, my guy.
Oh my goodness. Like it was just and
Slow
then the
down.
burgers. The scene
Mm.
with the burgers at In and Out. I was like, oh my
No, he
my
really
boy
was just
always
minding
said
his
that.
business.
Minding his black ass
I
business.
love that.
It's funny because speaking of
No.
that, I've mentioned this before, but a couple of weeks ago, here in my city, we actually got an In-N-Out now for the first time ever. Tennessee had never had one, and then we had one in a city to the county to the right of us last year, but now we have one. I haven't been yet because they've still been so busy. On day one, I swear hundreds of people were there. There were people talking about waiting hours for their food. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that hungry. So, I can let that die down for a while and then I can finally go try an In-N-Out burger for the very first time.
Yes. Come on.
So that's a
But
big
now,
factor.
congratulations to Sinners. It ain't even Black History Month anymore. We're still winning out here. So, that's
Yep.
Facts.
Still winning. Real.
To the cast, to the director, to the show. Man. They can't deny greatness for too long.
You just cannot. Bruno,
Hey,
that's
look,
enough.
I love seeing black people win, like Sinners, like freaking Afro Man. Have y'all been keeping up with that?
Yo, I forgot what Shorty's name is, but she's been doing a whole mini series on Afro Man and the whole thing. The funniest part to me is the part where his child, his biracial child, comes to him and says, "Is Afro Man my daddy?" Like, was anybody else cackling the way I was cackling? Because the way that I was over here, like, I felt J Car's ball.
What if I said I haven't seen it?
It's
Let me go ahead
okay.
and forward
Like,
it to you.
he can do like he's gonna forward it to you. By the way, Sean, we actually are finally getting a Whataburger 2 here in Tennessee. It hasn't opened yet, but they've put the signs up and stuff, so it's probably gonna be opening any day now. So I've never
Everybody
had
got a Whataburger.
Whataburger
Okay.
before, so that's also gonna be interesting.
Yes,
Oh,
Butterburger's so
Whataburger.
good.
But
All in
yes,
Texas.
Afro Man, and this was like 4 years ago when this like initially happened. You know, his house was like raided and seized.
Oh,
Illegally, it was not supposed to. They made a mistake. They
Took
were
4
never
racks out of his
supposed
crib.
to. So he retaliated by making songs and videos completely making fun of the system and clowning them. And
yep.
it had a little bit of a buzz at the time,
Hmm.
but it came back full circle now. Because at first, Ohio was just having to deal with this. But then those
Hmm.
fools caught themselves trying to sue him for humiliating them
Mm-mm.
for his videos, which he explained in the
Okay.
courtroom wouldn't have happened if they didn't come up in my face when they weren't supposed to in the first place.
Right.
And the judge agreed.
YOLO.
Big victory for Afro Man. And now y'all were just humiliated in Ohio, but now that this is went nationwide, now you're being humiliated all over the world because now everybody's been seeking these videos out. And that American flag suit that man was wearing, like this man said, this is a win not just for me, but for America. I said,
With the
man,
nails too, the French tips.
yes.
We stand French tips.
Yeah, and as I said, it made Afro Man relevant again because you know it's been a minute and he's back out in the forefront. I hope he takes full advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, but you know, so that way he can be back out there and do a whole lot of content. But that is then, you know, there's something I always say the week it was, but I actually have to go to the day that was because you know, in exactly 1 year from today, Sonic 4 is going to theaters.
Oh wow.
And they have released a little teaser video to let you know that in exactly 1 year from today, March 19th, 2027, Sonic 4 will be hitting theaters. It was just a little teaser video. If anyone hadn't had a chance to see it yet, it was like a bunch of Chaos Emeralds going to the screen and it was showing different
Yeah.
characters that are going to be in the movie. Show Sonic and Tails, the human characters, Knuckles, Shadow. As anyone's seen the last
Of
movie,
course.
they know Shadow's not gone. The most important one was it showed Dr. Robotnik. I said, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Wow. I didn't get. Oh, okay. I'll have to watch it after this. I didn't. I have been gone to the world all day.
You
Wow.
know, because for the past two movies, Jim Carrey's kind of had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I think these checks are just
Mhm.
too good. I think this.
Yo, literally. Oh
Dang,
man,
already?
that son and 8. We all seen that hammer. We all seen that hammer
We
coming
all
through.
seen the hammer and Kristen Bell, Amy Rose. So I think she's gonna do a fantastic job as Amy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. 100%.
I mean,
That's
honor
to be
herself.
exciting.
Oh,
But you know
I
that's
do want to. Sorry. Go ahead.
nah, you're good. You're good. That's then obviously you know the Mario movie's coming out in a couple of weeks, so that's
Mm-hmm.
something we got to look. Look the next. I don't like going to the movies, so I go maybe once a year normally to watch the Sonic movie, but
Right.
in like the next like 6 to 8 week span, we got the Mario movie coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta see it. The Michael movie coming out.
I cannot
Oh,
wait.
Fabio about to do
Just
his
I'm
big
just
one.
gonna say I'm taking this second break for a reason because when I come back, I am y'all aren't ready for the way I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
be
be
pushing this
sick of
Michael
me.
movie. The way I'm gonna be hyping this Michael movie, I'm just saying.
Come
So
on
yeah,
now.
y'all just gonna have to get ready for me and all my MJ. So
real.
just
Banger,
let y'all
banger.
know. And then literally like
Oh,
right behind that is the Mortal Kombat movie. So it's like this stuff is just
back to back to. This is really gonna be a banger summer, and
We'll
I
see.
do have to add on to that. I definitely got to add on to that because you see the reason why I'm wearing a red New York hat. There's a reason why I got these cards. Shout outs to Magic the Gathering because
got
now
out.
I'm about to bang it out. I ain't gonna front. Tony Weaver and all of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a deck on me right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Yep.
But the New York Spider Man is coming back. We about to have a movie. We about to have a ball. The streets is about to go crazy. This man is not happy. He's paying rent. He's depressed. He's going through it like every New Yorker knows he's supposed
Every
to.
time.
I go right. You see
Obviously, that
why
was
you
what I was
mad
getting
every
to
day.
next. I'm glad you're on it.
Yep.
We see why we mad every day because we
True.
gotta go through this every week, every hour. Why are you saying hello to me in the morning? No,
Right.
goodbye.
Real.
Get out my way, son. I ain't trying to hear none of that.
We finally got the pressed Peter Parker. He's here.
Oh my god.
His life has never been that great, and now it's being reflected. He has nothing. This man has to sit back, watch his girl with another guy. She has no idea who he is. Watching his best friend doing good, no idea who he is. You
Yep.
know, Tony Stark's not around anymore. It's just like he has nothing. You know, Aunt May not around. He has nothing. All he has is being Spider-Man.
Right. Yep.
So, and it looks like
I am
he's
excited for that.
committed to just being
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Damn. This okay. It's gonna be a good little lineup. Okay.
The Lazy, by the way, shout out to Lazy, who's always here. Spider-Man trailer was heat. Yes, the summer movie's about to be lit. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. First of all, I'm gonna try to politic my way into getting to some premieres of some of these movies because I mean, come on now.
Legit.
Heavy.
For
Like
real.
heavily politicking. Speaking of politicking, I know I'm not gonna go too much in it because I don't want to talk too much business when it comes to online. But I did see that, you know, obviously you have your sponsors and your brands, and I've seen you do a video for a certain brand that I also applied for, and it's still pending. So yeah, we'll see what
Hmm.
we'll see what happens with that.
I hope they get it. I hope they approve it.
Because as soon as I saw you, I was like, I'm supposed to be doing that right now. We'll see if I do. We'll see
Come
what happens. We'll
on.
see what happens. And I'm
Crossing our
like,
fingers.
and this is the person that I look up to in the content creator world. I'm like, yes, no, I need to manifest it. Manifest it,
I'm here.
everybody.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
helping. Absolutely. You got this. I need them to move faster.
Yes, I definitely need them to move
Heavy.
faster. But there is another thing that has happened in the past week. It is something that I have personally reached out to you guys and said that impromptu that we kind of got to talk about. But before we get there, I need to go ahead and do some context because recently Raven Simone was on a podcast and she was talking, and it came up about the Disney Channel Mount Rushmore,
Mm-hmm.
and she gave her Mount Rushmore, which is big news in itself. But the reason it became like big talking points over the past week wasn't because of the people she named, it was because of who she didn't name.
Oh,
And even though she preferenced by saying it's not a problem, I love that person, it's just not on my, and actually even gave a reason why she gave
yeah.
the Mount Rushmore. Her Mount Rushmore was herself, Raven Simone,
Okay.
Hilary Duff,
Okay.
Shia LaBeouf,
Mm.
and then before she could name the fourth person, the person said Miley. She said not Miley. And yeah, that's got a lot of people feeling some type of way. And even said, I love Miley, but not Mount Rushmore. She gave Lee Thompson Young as her fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that again? Sorry.
The
Famous
famous
Jet
Jet
Jackson.
Jackson.
Okay.
And
Um,
I
I
get
think
why
I'm
she did,
okay. Okay.
because she gave her reason. She's like, the famous Jet Jackson kind of started everything on the Disney Channel. You know, he was out there living the double life beforehand. He walked so Hannah Montana could run. Like,
Okay.
if it
Mhm.
wasn't for like the famous Jet Jackson and the Lizzie
Okay.
McGuire movie, I'm not even sure if
Yeah.
Hannah Montana is a thing.
Yeah.
And for him to kind of help be one of the pioneers of the Disney Channel original shows and to be a
Mm-hmm.
black person, a person that people like to forget about, like, was
Absolutely.
kind of one of the godfathers of all of these shows. So that's why she
Mm-hmm.
mentioned it. She said,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all of them are kind of in that same generation. When it comes to like Miley, Selena, people like that, he said that's probably more like second generation.
Yeah.
But that still didn't stop everybody from like trying to jump on Raven for not having Miley Cyrus in her Disney Channel
Of
Mount
course.
Rushmore.
Of course. They weren't gonna be happy with it.
Especially when she literally had to say on there when the one person brought it up, like, no, Miley's not on it. And then said, I love her, but she's not on it. And this is why this person is.
Right. And it's simple.
But
At least she gave you a reason.
yeah, she gave you a reason. So obviously, since then, there's been a bunch of discussion, not just with fans, but also other people. Because then someone had to bring it up to Demi Lovato because she just got on a podcast this week,
Oh.
and they had to ask her about what Raven said, and she kind of co-signed what Raven said. She said, a lot of people are trying to bring up
Okay, good.
the different generations. And she said,
Yeah.
that is kind of first generation. And she said it again, like maybe Miley, maybe even herself, Selena, and them are another generation. And then you
Mm-hmm.
got up after that. The only thing about that is you can, for me, especially because this is the podcast is real, you can kind of leave that generation stuff at the door. Like, are you on the Mount Rushmore or are you not?
Yeah.
Which is why I sent this out to you guys to bring together your own Mount Rushmores, which I want to get into now.
Does this include animated?
No. Mount Rushmore,
What do you
just the
mean, people?
stars. The stars.
Ooh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Because I gotta change. I gotta change. I gotta change
I ain't
him.
gonna hold you. I dead made like 4 different versions too because I wasn't sure.
Oh my gosh.
I
Hold
said,
on.
okay, movies, live action, stars.
No, no, no.
Uh, uh,
Disney
uh.
Channel shows, Disney Channel original movies. If you were a child, if you were a
Okay.
star of the Disney Channel, you're there.
Okay.
Now, when I say cartoons don't count, I'm mean like for example, you can't name Penny Proud on the Mount Rushmore, but if you want to put Kyla Pratt, you can. That's all.
I
That's what I
mean,
mean by that.
I was putting Penny. I'm putting anybody black. Let me stop. But
I was
Listen,
just kind of giving an example.
yeah. Okay. Ooh, yikes.
I
I feel like
mean,
there's so many.
Yeah, we're talking about the actual actors themselves, not characters. Because there's some people that have multiple shows on the
Okay.
channel.
Okay, so then I mean honestly, I feel like I only need one more person for my Mount Rushmore.
Okay, well, while she sit there
That's
thinking about
rough.
it, I know nephew, you hadn't spoken in a while. You want to go first, or did you get the text?
There you go. I remember us having this conversation a long time ago. That's why I was like, this again. Um, I remember me saying, I said, what did I say a long time ago? If I could put it, oh, I said one of the Mount Rushmore people. I put Demi Lovato up there for the time because I understood that the way of how she basically created a wave over the Camp Rock, and then not only that, she had the Sunny with a Chance, and then she came out with other movies before she had Downfall, but she definitely came out with a wave. Selena Gomez, I put her on that list because it was a wave place. Not only that, because I said we had this conversation before. Not only that she made a great wave when it came to Wizardly Waverly Place, she absolutely came out and dominated and became a big mega star after that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I put Hannah Montana on there because we're not
Mm-hmm.
just gonna act like any of the um, documentaries, any of the number one song. Literally, It's the Climb was the number one song when it came out while the movie of Hannah Montana was playing. Not only that, she was touring, legit being a double life celebrity and sold out tickets everywhere. We're trying to include Jonas Brother, which did not work in that particular time because I remember that. But Justin Bieber came along and
Mm-hmm.
helped her with that as well. Definitely remember that tour. Um, Then my obviously I put Raven Simone in there because we're not just gonna act like with the Cheetah Girls. We're not gonna act like the That's So Raven was even great.
Mhm.
We're not gonna act like when it came with the Circle of Life. We're not gonna act like all of the songs that she definitely had. But not only that, she definitely came out and she had a great close to her early career. But I know she doesn't like talk about being a Bill Cosby. But that was one of the things. One of my mentions I feel like I wanted to put on there was Dylan and Cole Sprout, but you can't put twins on there. That's the
Yes,
only my issues with that.
I'm allowing twins,
Like
but I'm
that's
allowing
the
Dylan and Cole to
like
count as one.
oh well I that was at the time that was my thing, but
Right.
he that was his rule, so I'm gonna let him have it on there. But my thing was I didn't do that because they were both two separate, and you
Mhm.
couldn't really have one where you got to almost have them both together, but at the same time it's just like uh it's just two separate people, but in the Mount Rushmore it's like four slots, so that's why I picked one separately at that time.
Mhm.
So those are my Mount Rushmore. I told that rule now, but now I'm gonna still keep the same.
Yeah, and resumes update, which is why we revisited this. I know last time it came
Yep.
off the heels of a one has to go. Like we talked about Mount Rushmore, but it was really more of a one has to go conversation that we had. Trust me, I definitely went back and watched that episode and was going with that because I had to get some reference to remember if there was anything I said, but I kind of want to go in blind a little bit as well.
Mhm.
So Chaos, you think you good, or do I want to go to my Jamaican brother
I
next?
think I'm good. I think I got it.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. So my number one was well, I guess it isn't. Well, I don't know. Hannah Montana. So Miley Cyrus. I just the generational thing doesn't really matter to me. Like the only thing is that I don't remember. I don't remember when Lee. I don't remember when the famous Jet Jackson. Like I'm trying. I don't remember what year, and maybe I'm wrong for that, but I just don't. Like I'm not gonna lie. I don't. I'm trying. I'm trying to remember, and I don't. Like I just do not, guys. So I'm sorry. The streets are gonna get me for this one,
I
and it's
think the
gonna be what
series
it
is gonna
is.
get you for this one.
I know. I just don't. I did put Raven Baxter because obviously, it's a future I can see. That was just it's just a black woman doing her thing. Like she was authentically herself, and I can't. You know that that's a series I'll never forget. Oh my goodness. And then I put Lizzie McGuire. I love Lizzie McGuire. I've seen the Lizzie McGuire movie more times than I can count. She's actually the first person I've ever seen in concert ever
Really?
in my life. Yes, literally, and that was like the highlight of my little 10-year-old life of getting to see Lizzie McGuire in person. And then the last one is kind of rough because I would I want to say Demi, but like I'm all for like what's the word? Diversity, and I said Brenda Song. Stuck between Brenda Song and Demi Lovato. I know
I
Brenda
mean,
was only in a few. She was in
Wendy Wu. I mean,
yep, yeah. Damn, yes, and that's not even what I was thinking about. But she is in that. So I was like, uh and then Brenda she carried over to Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, right?
mhm,
Was that Brenda?
yes,
Yeah.
London
Yep.
Tipton,
So
really
yeah,
great,
that's
really great,
London. Yep.
really
So
great.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's I don't know. I it's a toss up between them. I don't know, but I also favor Demi just a tad bit more. I don't know. I can't choose between them. I'll maybe I'll have an answer by the end, but that's who I got. That's who I got, guys.
Defense writing has begun. Jasiri.
I know.
Ugh, both of you. Ugh,
I'm sorry.
my
I'm
heart.
sorry.
No, I'm messing with y'all. All right, so I look at it more of Marcus Garvey, whereas like, or even a quote of "You can't move forward to the future if you don't know your past." And a lot of these black actors definitely gave a lot of these newer actors their role
Mm-hmm.
to thrive as much as they thrive, especially Lee Thompson Young with the famous Jet Jackson introducing pop stars into the show, introducing the whole switching of lives of being okay, I'm an actor. and I do this. I'm moving back to North Carolina to hang out with my friends because I want a normal life while I have this active life. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And in the acting in it was just phenomenal, especially at that time in the early 2000s.
Mm.
Um,
Rest in peace too, by the way.
rest in peace.
Mm.
Great actor.
Stop.
And then I got to give it to Raven Simone too, because when it comes to, even though don't want to talk about it, the Cosby Show was a gateway. And on top of that, just the generational run that she had, because
Yeah.
everybody remember. Man, let me not get started. Um, let's see. I was an addict for Smart Guy, so Taj Mahal is definitely in there.
Okay.
Actually, I take him back. That's an honorable mention. Tia Tamara, Tia Tamara Maori.
Oh,
Yo, so, oh my goodness, sister, the first twin act.
yeah.
Like, come on now. There was no way that I wasn't gonna mention them because if it wasn't for them, it would be no Sweet Life.
They
It
also
wouldn't.
did. They also did Twitches, the movies.
They did Twitches.
Twitch.
Yep. Yep. And I loved Twitches. Oh my god.
What?
Oh, Twitches
Yo,
and
if
Twitches
there
too.
was,
Yep.
that's a fact. And then lastly, I'll have to put Hillary Duff because
Absolutely.
it was just Hillary Duff
Absolutely.
is just a running cycle. Like,
Yep.
if there's anything you could go back to watching, Lizzie McGuire, the movies, like it was.
Real.
You feel me?
Real.
That second honorable mention would be Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. Damn, I loved Even Stevens too, man.
What? Yo.
I love that show. Damn. He ain't make the come around I needed him to do, but
Do it. Just do it.
bro, bro is going through it right now. Golly.
If it wasn't for the drugs for these young actors,
Yeah,
actresses,
it's
or
so
everybody,
sad. I don't know what's happening.
Now, I think, and I wasn't surprised by this, by the way, that I already knew that Raven Simone was going to be a clean sweep in all of our Mount Rushmores because I don't think it gets. And I know what y'all are saying about the Cosby Show. People are not afraid to talk about it. I mean, it's still art there. Like we know what surrounds whatever. But there's a lot of other actors on that show. You know, rest in
Yeah.
peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner. But you don't even have to talk about Olivia, or for the fact that she was also hanging with Mr. Cooper. But you don't even have to talk about any of that. And she put out an album in the early '90s too. But you don't even have to talk about any of that because yes, she was the one person that came to the Disney Channel already with a name. Disney Channel made a lot of people. She was already a made woman when she went there. But even if she wasn't, you could take all the stuff away she did before she got to the Disney Channel, and it wouldn't have mattered because That's So Raven was on for years. You know,
Yep.
not only was it
Damn
on
that.
for years, it came back. Raven's Home then came back and was on for like 5 or 6
That's
years.
right. Yep.
So she came
And watched the
back
hell
to the
out of that,
channel
too.
as a boss because now she's
Yeah.
running the show and continued the legacy. Oh,
Fire.
did we also not forget the fact that she is a cheetah girl?
She is Cheetah Girl.
So we all know what the Cheetah Girl premieres did, those first 2 Cheetah Girl movies, Raven Simone. Oh, we talk about the origins of like when DComs really got going. There was also this early DCom called Xenon.
Yep. 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 My supernova girl.
Oh,
Come
yo.
on.
Bangers. Generational run.
Raven
Generational.
Simone.
That's a fact. Oh, we're back online, so we're gonna pause that conversation.
We're back.
Now, because that is happening on my end, I have no idea what you guys were talking about. So
That's
We'll
okay.
fill you in after. We talk about positivity and great things over here. Yeah. Put up your thumb, vocals. Yeah.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs or cocaine.
okay, that just sounds like they were probably talking about me, guys. But
Why? No, it wasn't. That's not. We actually were not, but you know.
Oh man, if y'all were here live for this one, y'all are in for a treat with all these interruptions. But the good thing is, if you listen to this podcast when it goes up on all the streaming platforms, a lot of the dead air will be gone, so you guys won't have to worry about this. But you know what? It is good live television. So, like I
Live
said,
television.
Raven Simone is everything. So yeah, Thetis Petus, Xenon. So we definitely got all of that. Number two, as I was saying, as everybody was getting cut out,
Mhm.
I noticed a couple of you guys had to either mention or honorable mention Shia LaBeouf.
Mm-hmm.
And Shia LaBeouf is an easy answer. I'm actually not going Shia LaBeouf. For me personally, when it comes to what they mean to the actual channel themselves, I have to go with his co-star for mine, and that would be Christy Carlson Romano.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
All right.
She was just as important to Even Stevens as he was. You
If
know,
not
you
more.
can't be a goof off without a straight woman, and she talks about that all the time. By the way, if you ever hear
Yeah.
her in interviews, she is freaking amazing. Like, she's
Yeah.
one of my favorite people to just listen to talk. First of all, she
Mhm.
tells it like it is, and she does not hold her tongue about
Yeah.
anything about the industry or any of that
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
there's been times she's gone on podcasts and they've said like, we're just gonna go ahead and let y'all guys know we had to edit some of this stuff out.
Damn. That's real though. That's my type of carrying
Facts.
on.
She's been open and honest about how her and Shia don't speak anymore
Yeah.
and about all of that. But you know, she was Even Stevens as well, and Even Stevens movie. They had a movie just like everybody else did,
Yep.
you know, which was really big back in the day because that was when they were really starting to give shows movies, and they were one of the first. Them and of course Lizzie McGuire, and I
Mhm.
mean, you know, she's Kim Possible.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yep.
So, like I said, everybody had their own criteria for Mount Rushmore, but for me, it's like what have you been continuing to give to this channel? What have you done that has made this channel like big?
Mhm.
And the fact that she was on two highly successful things.
Yeah.
Like I
For
said,
sure.
I like Shia. You know, he did a couple of decoms that didn't do as big as everything else. Technically, you know, Holes was in
Mhm.
theater, so they played it on the channel a lot. But
Right.
you know, and then you know he really blew up after the Disney Channel.
Right.
You know, so I would go with Christy, Carson
Oh,
Romano.
hell yeah.
Then it always kind of okay. Miley Cyrus obviously is on there because Hannah Montana is their most profitable franchise like
Yes.
ever. I mean,
Yes.
with inflation, something probably surpassed it by now,
Mhm.
but you didn't even have to do anything else. Just number one songs, multi platinum albums, you
Mhm.
know, also a movie, and that channel did launch Miley Cyrus's career.
For sure.
You know, that was where that all started. Which is kind of the reason, you know, when we talk about other people, there was people where I was like, I know they're big stars, but I was like, are they big stars because of the channel or were they on the
Yeah.
channel and then they became big stars?
Right.
And I almost wanted to add Demi myself, but I feel like Demi did so much more after Disney. You know, she only did like 2 seasons of Sunny with a Chance, of course, 2 Camp Rock movies, which is nothing to sneeze at. But when it comes to like her music career and stuff that like really got her going in the zeitgeist, it was after Disney. You know, there's a lot of people who aren't even aware that Sabrina Carpenter started on the Disney Channel,
I
you
didn't
know,
know.
or else that would have been an easy answer because
Like I had no idea.
she did 3 seasons of Girl Meets World, the Boy Meets World spinoff. She was literally the star of that show or the co-star of that show.
That's so crazy because I did not watch that at
I did
all.
because I was a huge Boy Meets World fan. Of course, I wanted to keep up with everybody, so I watched Girl
Yeah.
Meets World. And yes,
That's so crazy.
Corey and Topanga's daughter Riley, her best friend Maya, that was Sabrina Carpenter, and that was obviously
Wow.
before anybody knew who she was. But
Crazy.
that also falls in that example of yes, she was on the channel, but she didn't really blow up until after she left the
Yeah.
Disney Channel.
Mhm.
And Selena Gomez, so much with the Wizards of Waverly Place.
I did want to say Selena, but she's
Um,
a few gens after.
the Princess
Literally.
Protection Program, like there were things that they did. You know, her and Demi back when they used to be friends, man. Good times, good times.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Mhm.
My
hear
mic
you.
just like shut off. Like,
We can hear
sorry.
you though. We
Anyways.
never, we never could not hear you. So that's crazy.
Oh, I was like, Okay.
But yes, I'm going Christy Carson Romano. I'm going Raven Simone. I'm going Miley Cyrus. And no disrespect, my actually close one, which is my honorable mention, would be Dylan and Cole Sprouse. They're my
Mhm.
honorable mention. I kind of feel bad that I'm not including any guys in my Mount Rushmore, which is kind
Yeah.
of weird. But my fourth one, honestly, is going to be Zendaya.
I would.
Okay.
I wanted to say Zendaya, but I just felt like Shake It Up started so late. Like Shake It Up was not my show, so.
You know, she had the movies there. She started her music career there for what that's worth. She did Shake It Up. She did have, you know, she had JC Undercover that was also on for years. Like
Yes,
when you
that
talk
is
about
right. She did
that
have that.
generation of Disney, she was
All her.
there. And she is one that the Disney Channel helped launch where she is now. And
Mhm.
so when we look back at it, I think that that is, you know, like I said, for me, and like I said, being prominent. I almost feel like if you only did one thing, I couldn't really put you in the Mount Rushmore, Miley Cyrus aside, because Hannah Montana was just too big of a juggernaut for the
Mhm.
history of that channel. So yes, that would definitely
For
be
sure.
my Mount Rushmore. But again, there's no wrong answers. Of course, everybody, if you're still listening to us at this point, I know we've had a lot of technical difficulties, but you know, that's okay. That's what putting clips up later is for. So definitely
Yep.
let us know what your Disney Channel Mount Rushmores are going to be. So let me get a second because we got to regroup here for a second because, like I
Wanna
said, man, the
put that
technical.
song on replay. That was my dish. She hit that shit. I was like, oh shit! She hit that shit.
Man, look, she was channeling her inner Aaliyah in that
She
video.
was. I don't care what anyone says. I agree. I agree.
Oh man. So
I could listen to it all day, all day. I was like, who told her she could sing?
well, apparently not that many people considering she just stuck to acting, but like I like the song. Look, I played it. So
Me too.
that's all that's all I have to say.
Shit.
So I did say before we get into the biggest thing we're going to talk about, that's all the Naruto discussions. I did want to touch a little bit on again. You have been doing a lot of rewatches and stuff, and I told you next time I had you on here, I wanted to catch up on your feelings on my dress up darling. But since then,
Mhm.
you have said that you have just shot off and said you couldn't wait. You went and read the manga, and you just went and completed the
I
story.
did. I had to. I had to. And I don't read manga, y'all. I don't read manga because I'd be sleep. I'd be sleep. I'm not gonna. I be like it's a wrap. So I don't read. I mean I read, but I just don't read manga literally because I just be falling asleep. So um yeah. See you see all that? You see my one book back there? You see that one book? One. That right here. I'm pointing at one book. Oh, the whole Demon Slayer collection's up there, but I'm not opening until I see all
Mm.
the movies. Okay? I'll be
Mm.
Guys,
35. It'll still
let's
be in that plastic.
let's donate to the Little Chaos Manga Fund, if you
Please.
will.
It's on my wish list.
It's a wish list click away. Make sure that you can help this this young
Young
actor,
Blasian.
this young Blasian during her time of need, because the manga is real and the reading does need to happen, and we shall push this agenda. Back to you.
Yeah. The manga is real. Just like the
It's on
podcast
my wish
is
list.
real.
It's so sad.
And
I'm like,
is it on your wish list or your throne?
it's on my throne. I have all of my dress up darlings on there. And the next chapters of A Sign of Affection. No,
Well,
it's romance.
I would definitely buy them for you so that you can enjoy them. But considering the track record, you probably won't read them for 2 years.
But I already read it, so I would just read it again. Because I feel like the app I was using skipped over some stuff.
I don't know if it did. I
So
don't
I
know.
just
You might
Well,
have to
we
tell
hate
me
that.
what app you did because, like, obviously I use an app too, but I make
I
sure
don't know what
I
app
can
I
always
used.
tell because I mean each new chapter literally started where the last one left off, so you would have known if you skipped something.
I know, but no, but what's the one I use? Hold on.
I probably wouldn't know
Is
the
this it?
name of it. I just
It's right
got
here. It's right here.
don't show it on the
What's this
camera.
called? I'm
Word,
not.
Don't get the website canceled.
No,
We need more websites.
Don't get us
the
canceled
one
either,
that I
because Crunchyroll and them have done got together and said,
What
right,
they've been
yeah, they are not
slapping
playing.
websites down like flies. They took out
Yeah.
2 of my good websites. I was like, dang, it had color and everything,
No,
man.
no,
Now I gotta read Blue Lock in black and white.
that's crazy. I mean, look, it's the best that we can do right now. But I did. I watched My Dress Up Darling. I finished it. I was in shambles because I'm like, yes, she is going to confess to him. Like, I cannot wait. I feel like this has been like burning for so long. Like, I don't know.
I
I
told you
just
how
was
I
like,
felt in a DM at the end. The
I
final 2
know, but
chapters, I was just like, I don't. Mm.
I just
I
feel
saw
like,
toxic traits from both of them in the same chapter.
well, from her, she was always like that. So I knew she was never going to change. And that's why I was like,
But now he
at
knows
least
it.
she's very right. But she's just sincere to who she is. That's my type of carrying on because she never was going to change for, she was never going to change no matter what the outcome was. Then I'm like, that you have to appreciate at some point, right?
Like I said,
But for him, I was just like,
I was not happy. I wasn't. Like, that was a
I
choice.
don't know.
It was a choice.
I was confused by him. I feel like I was still confused by him by the end because I feel like he didn't really get a chance to like. Well, no, he got to feel all he felt when he made that really big cosplay for her, and he was like, "Damn, like she's actually so damn stunning, and how lucky am I to have this opportunity to do this for her because it makes her so happy."
You know what? I'll tell you what. Sometimes we like to do bonus content. When we get done live here, hang back with me for about 10 minutes where I want to talk spoilers with you. And we'll put
Okay,
that out. We'll put that out in a separate video.
period.
But yeah, she loves her romance animes. I love my romance animes.
Real bad,
We just
real
want to
bad.
definitely let them know that we will definitely touch on that. But with all the delays and things, it's kind of pushed us back a little bit. So let's just go ahead and get into the main event for the night, and that is Naruto. Now, Chaos has been very open online about her Naruto journey. And she used to keep people updated quite a bit. And when I saw her stop keeping people updated, I kind of was like, did she finish?
No, everyone
And
was being so damn mean.
they were being mean to you? What were they saying?
You're just now watching Naruto when you're 30 years old. I'm like, I'm sorry that I wanted to be refreshed and you're going off of ashes of what you remember was Naruto. I'm sorry you only remember the Sasuke retrieval arc. Get out of my face. I'm I can't. How are you just now watching? I never said I just started Naruto. I just said I was rewatching it so I could go into the next part with a full memory, ready to tackle the rest of the goddamn anime. That's all I said. And everybody's panty was in a fucking bunch. Crazy.
How did you feel about the Sasuke retrieval arc, since that's the thing everybody
Um,
remembers?
so that's exactly so I remember exactly why I stopped because I could not believe that Tsunade sent these kids out here against these grown men and women with curse marks. And it all came back to me. I was like, this is exactly why I stopped watching this shit because I was in disbelief. And I felt bad for the kids. Granted, like for plot armor, like they had to come get rescued, or the other two just, they barely made it out. Like,
Funny thing
cool,
about
but it
that,
was like Tsunade.
number one, they just knew that Sasuke was gone. They weren't 100% sure who was escorting him. They just knew that he was gone. So at that point, she did make it a point to say that all of the higher Jonin and stuff were busy.
Correct.
They
Yes.
were not available for this thing. In fact, they
Right.
didn't even have the best person possible to take with them. She told Shikamaru,
Correct.
uh, we don't have time. You got to leave in like 30 minutes. Just whatever Genin you can find on your way out the village, take them
This
with you.
who's going, yeah.
The only one he literally stopped for was Choji. Because
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
because she was specifically like, you're taking Naruto with you. And he
Right.
was like, I'm taking Choji. He didn't take Ino, I see. But he was like, I'm taking
He-
Choji because that's
Don't get
my
me started, please.
friend. We're on a team. But it's like if you brought Ino with you, you could have had the whole Ino Shika show. I don't know. But anyway,
No,
he did not. He did not
that
write.
has never been needed until the end of Naruto.
It could have been pretty useful in the Sasuke retrieval arc, and it would have been an extra body. Like he wasn't even gonna take Neji. They just happened to pass Neji on the way out the door, and lucky for them that they did. So
Very lucky, to be very honest.
I mean, and I get why he called Kiba, even though I've always said Kiba's useless, and I have no use for Kiba or whatever. But I understand why Kiba was needed for this because he is like a dog, and trying to
For
sniff
sure.
out Sasuke would be
Yes.
something that they really needed. But that's exactly why, because for plot purposes, like I always say about the Pain fight, when they had to make sure
Yes.
certain people were out of the village in order for that to make
Right.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
You notice they specifically had Naruto ask him, if we're bringing in people, shouldn't we go get Shino?
Yep. They always ask. First of all, Shino not going on the Sasuke retrieval arc was asinine. But
But
okay.
he wasn't in the village. I
I
told
don't
you,
give a
for
damn what
Flat,
he was
they
doing.
had to make sure he wasn't in the village because for the mission that they had, he would have been the best option to bring.
Wait, weren't they on a? They were on a separate mission though, right?
Yeah,
At that time.
Shino was just on some mission with I think he was with his dad on a mission away from the village. So
Was
he
that
wasn't.
filler?
No,
Okay, I didn't watch any filler by the way. I skipped
no.
every filler because I'm gonna go back and watch filler.
As
When
you should.
he
Okay.
specifically went and grabbed Choji, Naruto was like, "Why are you getting Choji?" Because at the time he didn't respect Choji yet. It was like he's the fat guy,
Right.
And he
Yeah.
told him, "Was like, I'm bringing him because this is what we need for this arc." And Naruto was like, "Well, if you're
Mhm,
bringing
mhm.
people that will help with the mission, shouldn't you go get Shino?" And that's when he explained Shino's not in the village right now
Sad.
because he's right. Shino would have been option number one.
Damn.
That true, and you remember their backup, Sandy Kids, yes, and the fact that Tsunade did have the backup that was like, yeah, I'm sending them, but Sand Ninja, Gara, y'all, Akuro, Tamari, I'm
We
gonna need
need you.
y'all to go out there and
We
make
need you.
sure my
Remember
people
that
come back
favor?
alive.
We almost killed our kids.
Literally. We
But-
almost y'all up, but we'll go get him.
Fun fact,
Yeah.
I know you watched it when they said don't eat the red pill with Choji because the whole thing is if he eats that pill and it takes a lot out of him, that basically he will die.
Yes.
And he fell out. Do you
Yep.
know originally he was supposed to die?
No.
That was supposed to be the end of Choji, right then and there.
I don't know
But
if I would have felt bad, but
I don't remember if Neji falling down was supposed to be the end of Neji or not. That I don't remember. But that was supposed to be the end of Choji. And at the time, because if you remember, even watching it in the anime, not just manga, after Choji's thing was done, there was so many episodes left because you still had to get through all the different battles. You had to get through Neji's battle. You had to get through Kiba's battle. You had to get to Shikamaru's battle. You had to get to the Sand Village coming to get. You had to get to Kimimaru showing up. And all of that. And then you still had to get the Naruto running into Sasuke and then having that big battle, which took a long time. The point is, it was about 200 chapters or something like that from the time that Choji went down to the time they got back to the village.
Yeah.
In that time, he was talked into making sure Choji stayed alive.
That's so crazy. Because, I mean, he was great now. Like, seeing him progress and, like, lock in towards the end, it was like, oh, yay, like, you did it. But I still didn't, like, really care. So I feel like I don't think I would have cared even if you did, if that makes sense. But
I think the person that said that they convinced them was just more like putting on the side of these kids. Maybe it's too soon for any of them to be dying. And it was like, okay, we'll just say they had life-threatening injuries then, and not, it wouldn't be the first time they completely changed stuff because people had second thought. We all know about the whole Goku supposed to be dead forever thing, and then they were just like, yeah, we don't want that, and it's like, fine, we'll bring him back, whatever. It's supposed to be Gohan's showdown, but we'll bring that into him. But yes, obviously Sakura couldn't go because Sakura was too mentally unstable to even be able to handle a mission like that.
I praise the Lord, she did not. She was locked in and focused on being better. And
not at that moment she wasn't. She was too locked in on sitting around crying over Sasuke needing to come back. And then when they came back without him, she's like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna be a rogue ninja now. I'm leaving.
Fuck it.
Because she doesn't think straight. She thinks too much with her heart when it comes to Sasuke. Like,
women are emotional. And I for some reason don't understand why people don't like understand that. But women are also very logical. Two things can be true at once. But I also just believe that she was a prepubescent girl who had a crush like any other girl in this world. Like, if your person was going off to fight a fucking war at 10 years old, you would be confused too. And I know it's not a war, but it's literally just like, we're not, y'all aren't putting it together right now. And I for some reason don't understand why. And I'm not giving anybody a pass, but she was a 12-year-old girl crushing. I'd be sad too. What?
She
What?
wanted a thug. She wanted a thug. She wanted to
And
run
what
with the
about
thug.
it? What about it though?
And he treated her just like a thug.
And but this happens in real life and no one bats a fucking eyelash. Pack this up immediately.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay?
The Delulu.
Yep.
Here's the
Not the
thing, and
Salulu.
I'm gonna fully, because it's not that often that we get women on here, so I'm gonna ask you fully about Sakura here in a second. But here's the thing about Sakura and her love obsession when it comes to Sasuke. Like,
Not you leaving.
he was always allowing just her love to basically get in the way of everything. They almost flunked out and weren't even allowed to be ninja anymore through Kakashi because he was saying that they were not showing teamwork. Now, granted, none of them were showing teamwork, but in Naruto's case, it was just, I'm running in and doing everything myself. I'm not even trying to hide. I'm just going to stand in front of Kakashi like, hey, you and me right now. It's like, really? That's what you're doing? He said, Sasuke, you think you're so above the other two that they're just so beneath you that you don't even feel like you need to be teaming around with them. But Sakura's whole thing was Sasuke had ran off. Naruto is tied upside down in a trap in a tree. And she said, you know what? He'll be all right. Let me go find Sasuke. And he told her that Naruto was right in front of you, your teammate, and you didn't even think about trying to help him. That's Sakura.
Accurate.
Sakura goes and begs Naruto, knowing they're going on this possible life or death mission. She doesn't say, please bring our comrade back to the village because we stick up for each other. She says, no, you're the only one who can do this. Bring Sasuke back to me.
Yep, that's exactly what she said.
Risk your life in tears. Bring him back to me, even though just the night before he rejected you again, smacked you in the back of the head to knock you out, and told you were annoying again.
Yep.
And you're saying, can y'all risk y'all lives, please? Because I want to be with this man who ain't reciprocating feelings. And, you know, I'm willing to, like, be a wanted fugitive rogue ninja to go for this man that don't even love me. Yep. Even acknowledge, I know you hate me, but I'm in love with you. I'll even come help you kill people, even though, that would have never happened. But, yeah, so, no. I posed the question once upon a time on here, who was more obsessed over Sasuke, Naruto, or Sakura?
Naruto. That's the you would have thought this was a boys love anime. Stop this madness. I'm so tired. And that's what I cannot seem to understand, because as much as everybody's like, oh my God, I don't understand why Sakura is so obsessed with Sasuke. And I'm like, y'all are hyper fixating on one thing right now. Every waking moment is, I have to go get Sasuke. Where is Sasuke? I'm worried about Sasuke. Orochimaru is going to take over Sasuke. This is Sasuke. I have to go back and get him. I'm about to die, but I'm going to go fight him anyways. We're going to lose our arms together. We're going to fight at the same battle that da-da-da-da-da. We're going to do this together. Even though you just said you're going to kill me in my face right now in front of all my teammates, I'm still going to find you and I'm going to bow to you until whatever. And I'm like, the obsession was crazy. And granted, both people's obsessions were very interesting. One was like, this was the family or the brother that Naruto never ever had, and then she's just obsessed. But they were both obsessed, and Naruto's obsession drove me up a fucking wall, because I'm not busting my ass getting this nine-tail shenanigans. I'm doing all this. I'm risking my life to worry, and somehow I circle back to you. I circle back to Sasuke every time, and that drove me crazy. So for everybody to sit here and be like Sakura, 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 and we're ignoring the main character's obsession is blasphemous to me. It really is. Every other word out of Naruto's mouth was Sasuke.
Nobody ever doubts Naruto's obsession when it comes to
Yes,
Sasuke.
they
His whole thing
do.
is the man literally goes off and trains for years. I need to go get Sasuke back. I need to go get Sasuke back. Even though Sasuke was on his way to go attack a 5 Kage summit, he was still at the Raikage's feet, begging, "Please don't do anything to Sasuke." But when you look at it from Naruto's perspective, his whole thing was always, number one, you are my friend. You've even admitted that, Sasuke, that I'm your only friend. Man, Sasuke did say that was his only friend, so even then he's saying he didn't care about Sakura. But anyway, he's like that Naruto was his only friend. Naruto's dream is to bring peace and be Hokage, and he has even said it. How could I ever be Hokage if I can't even bring back my friend and get his mind back right? It's like, if I can't do that,
Kakashi lost his whole fucking friend, and we're like, shit happens.
Kakashi wasn't
like,
trying to
that's
be
what they
Hokage.
do. It doesn't matter, but like, real life shit is happening, and you're worried about this. That's crazy to me.
Sakura
He's gone,
had a man try to kill her twice. And would have succeeded if Kakashi and Naruto were not there. She'd be gone, kaput, dead, packed up. Joins them in a war. They win the war. While they're fighting, by the way, everyone else is in the infinite Tsukuyomi. He puts a dome over them. And then looks at Naruto and is like, oh yeah, by the way, the fact that Kakashi and Sakura are in this dome away from that, they're only in there because they just happen to be standing next to us. That's the only reason. I don't really care about them.
Wait, I don't think I know this part.
Like, you and I.
She hasn't reached that far.
Yeah, she hasn't reached that far. But yes, you and I.
Why is my mic broken?
And even when all that war and he's still on that bullshit about killing people, she's like, I'm in love with you. Let's go spend the rest of our lives together, Sasuke.
Honesty, the best policy. It'll always get you what you want.
It ain't even like he's ever reciprocated these feelings. Now he's a rogue ninja. He's a fugitive. He is taking lives. He's talking about still taking lives, tried to take yours. None of that matters. At that point, Sasuke realized, well, the rest of the village ain't gonna ever like me. Thank God I got a friend like Naruto. I mean, hell, Ino's found another man now, so I guess if I'm gonna settle down, I guess it's got to be Sakura.
Ino would have been the worst choice possible.
Well, it's okay because her and Sai are an interesting. They're interesting together. So
I don't know why my mic keeps.
We never stop hearing you, so I don't know. Maybe it's in your head.
Well, no, because it keeps like going down to these like meters, and it goes to 0. But I don't know what that I don't know what that sounds like on the opposite side, so it's bothering me because any other time that happens. Okay, so you can hear.
Yes.
Okay, I just hate a sound dip in quality. That's all. I think my microphone is broken, though. I do need to get a new one.
Okay, so but that's actually a good segue. You think Naruto's more obsessive than Sakura is? How do you feel about Sakura altogether?
I thought she was annoying in Naruto, and no one could change my mind because she absolutely was. And then we got to when she finally was like, "All right, I'm gonna be useful," and I was like, "Okay, cool." And I remember watching Tsunade steal off on her, punch her at her fucking stomach, and then heal her. And I was like, yo, that's the coldest shit anybody has had to do. Because she just laid it on her, and I was like, yes, like, that's exactly what you should do. Like, there was no babying. Like, Tsunade was that bitch. And I appreciated that Tsunade was not written that bad. I mean, her gambling addiction was a little rough.
The legendary sucker.
Yeah, look. I do love Tsunade, but what I do appreciate is that Sakura ended up having a skill that no other had, and that's where this conversation gets interesting because if we're holding on to 12-year-old Sakura, we're holding on to her obsession, but we're not holding on to how important she is IRL, and that comes down to extracting poison that no one else would have been able to do for Kankuro. No one knew how to do that. She was the only one that knew that recipe for the at least learning what type of poison it was and then being able to do all the extra stuff. And then when it came down to healing everyone in the village, like she adopted a skill that I think is phenomenal. And it's like for any game, like you're playing a video game, you're playing a 6v6 game, you're playing Overwatch, or you're playing Valorant, or you're playing Marvel Rivals, you have to have a healer and you have to protect them because that person is going to keep your team alive. And to not realize that for some reason is so confusing to me. She was so powerful. Not only was she physically fucking strong, and her mental may not have been the best, but she was strong in her skill set, and she was a strong woman. And no one can take that away from her. Like, they would have not won the fight against the Akatsuki had she not figured out the poison, because who else was doing that? I'm so confused. Like, we think women are just one layer or something. And I'm like, no, she was so much more important than any of you. There would be none of you if she was not able to do what she was able to do. Because when Tsunade was gone, who was our other option? It was Sakura. And it had to be. And I loved her so much more in Shippuden because I got to see the evolution of like when she first learned how to heal and she wasn't that confident, to learning how to extract that poison, learning all these things. And then when she got to the Ninja War, which I'm still like in the beginning, but in the beginning of the Ninja War, there was a time where, what was it? I know she's like obviously healing all the ninja, but there was a time during the war where she was like, she was doing something, I gotta remember. But I was just like, bro, like at the speed and capacity that she's doing this, I would have been in shambles. But she's doing it and she's not complaining. Like, bro, I loved her in Shippuden. And everyone's like, oh, she's so annoying because she told Naruto that she loved him. I'm like, Naruto knew it was bullshit. Please get over your 5th grade heartbreak up and pack this up because we don't care. If Naruto knew it was bullshit, she knew it was bullshit. Everyone knew it was bullshit. We didn't need to rag on it. That's why I hate Sakura. And you ain't never been lied to in your life? Y'all, please. Please. Especially when we all knew it was a lie. God forbid. And they're looking at everybody like, is this real? Is this real? And you could just see the look on their fucking faces like, damn, we know she's telling the lie, but yeah, Naruto, she gonna go on and she's gonna go on and kill Sasuke. Like,
It was
guys,
never gonna happen.
we all knew it was never gonna happen. So it wasn't that serious. But I heard in Boruto, she's even better. And that I cannot wait for. So I am satisfied with her growth, her product as an individual in Shippuden. So
I want to take this moment because yes, the I Love You Naruto is one of the things everyone likes to go to when it comes to her treatment of Naruto. Another one they always like to go to is literally right there in chapter 1 when she was mouthing off to Sasuke about how annoying he was and he only acts like that because he doesn't have parents to treat him right, which was kind of was a little out of line, but
it was
everything, which is why Sasuke checked her because it's like, bro, like sus, you don't know what it's like to be alone. Like,
right, we
I know, I know what that's like.
Right.
He knows what that's like.
Real.
You don't know what that's like.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sorry, I had parents and they got slaughtered. Naruto never had parents.
Never had them, yeah.
Okay? It's like Koji just has his dad. Shikamaru and Ino both had to see their parents get decimated in the war. Rock Lee does not have parents. God Sensei is not his father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Neji, not allegedly.
Oh yeah, allegedly. You know, Neji, we know what happened with his dad, which is why he talks about all the destiny and everything like that. Kiba has his clan, but you never see his father around. Like they don't exist. Like Hinata has her dad, but you never see her mom in any series. I'm pretty sure she's probably not around anymore. What I'm saying is I'm getting at, for the most part, Sakura is the one person who not only has a full set of parents, but they were not even high-ranked shinobi. That's why you never see them in the series except when she's like leaving the house after she had a fight with them. So it's like
Mhm.
the rest of them either don't have their parents, or even the
Yeah.
parents that they have were on the battlefield in the war and all that.
Mhm.
Her parents went out there in the battlefield.
They were
Man,
not.
they were back at the
You're
house
right.
holding it down with the children. So yes,
Hey.
Sasuke had every right to check
Yeah,
that
to be
girl when she was
absolutely.
talking about he act that way because he does, but everything else she said, she was completely right on.
Mhm.
Naruto was annoying. Naruto was causing a
Yep.
lot of behavior. He was doing it because he wanted to get noticed, but that
Yep.
still doesn't take away the fact that he was always being annoying, always hitting on her, following her around everywhere, stalking her.
Yeah.
Like, dude, get away from me. It's
Please,
like,
she says she
no,
don't like you.
no definitely means no. The man tackled and tied up Sasuke, turned into him, and tried to steal a unsolicited kiss from her. And if it wasn't for the fact that his stomach from the old milk that the third makes him drink didn't start getting to the best of him, he would have stolen a non-consensual kiss from Sakura. Like the dude was a menace. Like
Hot
she was
mess.
right to say the things that she said about Naruto. But with that
Mhm.
being said, she also didn't really hate Naruto because the second that
Right.
Sasuke checked her, she was like, wow, maybe I need to apologize to him,
Mhm.
and was dead serious about apologizing to him.
Yep.
When they got to the tuning exam, when they took the final examination and they sat there and said that anyone can go ahead and quit now before we start, but if you do, just know that all of your team has to leave.
Yeah.
She was worried about Naruto, worried about him, to the point where she
Yep.
sat there and said, he probably wants to quit, but he's too proud to do it. And then
Mhm.
started to raise her hand to say, I'm going to spare you the feelings and I will go ahead and give up for us because I don't want you to go through that. Someone who doesn't care about someone's not doing that.
Mhm.
From the very beginning, like she was very impressed with him, obviously, during the Zabuza fight. She showed plenty of times how much she cared about him during
Yep.
that arc, was very thankful and impressed with how strong he was getting, was very
Mhm.
thankful to him because if it wasn't for him screaming out to her when Ino had her in her mind jitsu, she would have lost that
Yep.
fight instead of
Yep.
fighting to a freaking draw.
Right. Bummy. I
Freaking draw.
was like, wait, what?
And everybody knows what she said when Sa was using that reverse psychology, talking about how terrible Naruto was. And she was like, yeah, bro, you need to
Yeah.
shut that shit up right now.
She
Or I'm gonna
was,
knock you out.
yep, she was getting that punch ready. That's my girl.
So yeah, she's done a couple of bad things, but this whole notion that she hates, and I get it. When they introduced themselves to Kakashi, and she was like, "The thing I love," but she couldn't say Sasuke. But then she was like, "But the thing I hate is Naruto." That's literally the only time she really had any kind of verbal thing that's just like, "I don't like him," but nothing else in that
Right.
series suggests
Yep.
that, other than being annoyed by him and rightfully so, that she just
Yes.
had that big of a problem with Naruto.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the man also tried to spy on her when she was in the bath. I mean, like,
Right. Pack this up.
but speaking of women, I have to go to my favorite character in Naruto in all the anime, which is Shikamaru. Like he is the
Mhm.
person I mold myself after because we know Shikamaru's views on women are not the best. And
Because his dad be talking crazy about his mom.
he asked him flat out, "What
He
made you
did.
marry someone like her?"
Yep. He did. But his dad gave such a beautiful answer. And I was like, damn, I would have never known that because the other interaction, like previous to that conversation, was like, oh my God, this is such a drag. Like when she was calling him in the kitchen type shit, like, he's like, your mama drive me crazy type shit. Like, but when he really actually, like, what does mom do for you? And he was just like, she just really keep me grounded. And I'm like, what a manly answer. Like, this is why she
But you know what? It's
loves Shikamaru's
crazy that
dad.
he feels the way he does about women because I want to throw some trivia at you. Do you notice that in the original series canon episodes, when it comes to Shikamaru's main fights, all three of them were women?
They were.
Shikamaru only
Tamari.
fights women in that.
Yep. The Sound
Ken,
Ninja.
Ken from the Sound
Yep.
and on the retrieval arc.
Yep. And on the yep. Crazy. That's why he said it's such a drag because women's so damn smart. Like he really gotta think.
By the way, as much as I love Shikamaru and I know he outsmarts everybody and he outsmarted the ever living crap out of Tamari, but
Yeah,
with that being said, if they ever had a round two, Tamari would beat him.
yeah. I mean, she don't
She
she don't
played herself
let nothing fly. Yeah, like
because she's smart too. And
yep.
sometimes the smartest people can be the easiest fool because you're just outsmarting yourself in the heat of
Right.
battle. And if
Mm-hmm.
she was to ever face him again, it would be like, okay, I know what your trick is. It's your shadow. You know what? I'm just gonna use my fan and I'm just gonna use it now. And I'm not even gonna keep focused too much on defense in that
Right,
fight.
for sure. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
That was
a
amazing.
person that feels that way about women has really only fought women in part one, which is crazy. Which is
Yep.
why I'm
Yep.
so glad that he was able to get the heat on in Shippuden because it's like I
Yep.
need something satisfactory from you, bro.
He was really busting his ass in Shippuden, and I just felt so bad because I felt like his team was so lackluster,
No,
and
I
that bothered
mean,
me.
in part one, the man faked being in a genjutsu because he didn't want to have to do anything.
Right, it is. I mean, shit. But when
But
they
yeah,
fought the Akatsuki
mhm,
and they're outside fighting, like in the forest and shit. And Shikamaru gets like blown back, but I forgot the guy with the he can like he has four hearts. I forgot his name. Um
Akazu.
yeah, so they're fighting him, and like one of the ones with the electricity things are like fighting him, and he gets like blown back. And literally before they plan to do like the mind takeover and all the shenanigans, just runs up to him and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "That's it? You not gonna throw no kunai or make space, or you just not gonna do shit?" And that was the day I lost every. I said, don't ever talk about Sakura because Ina was right there. She was right there. And that scene did it for me because y'all have too much knowledge. Y'all know too much. Your dads are icons, and you sat there and asked that nigga if he was okay. That's it. You're fighting an Akatsuki member, and you ask me if I'm okay instead of doing something to help prolong this fight or give me time to do what I need to do.
That's why
Cool,
we can get into a conversation about wasted talent because
cool.
I think she had like the second highest scores next to Sasuke
Hmm.
and on the tests. And they talked about her being an excellent taijutsu fighter, but she never really
Never.
displayed any of this.
No, nothing. Actually.
I would still take her over Kiba. But anyway, um,
That's crazy.
he lost to a fart. I'm not taking Kiba anywhere.
I understand. I agree.
I do have a
We're
question
sick
for
of the
all of
fang
you
over
guys.
fang.
I do have a question for all of you guys about Naruto because we know how great the Naruto series is. They really display, the missions, the stealth, what it's like to be a shinobi. But if
Hmm.
you notice, especially when he got to Shippuden, as time went on, as much as I love Naruto, it's my favorite anime. It seems like they started getting less and less about being ninja, and were just more and more about being in freaking fights you would see in like Dragon Ball and shit.
For sure.
Like they just threw all that the kunais and stuff out the window. Now Naruto and Sasuke are just pulling out the big bodies, big Kurumas and big
Yes.
Susanos, and it
Yes.
was just like, look, we finna throw these. So it's like,
Yeah.
do y'all feel like that the Naruto series kind of became less about being ninjas and just more about like that DBZ type of like shonen fighting towards the end?
Yeah. And I'll tell you because I my gripe with Boruto was that we went from ninjas, and like ninjas is a very like that was an era. Like that was a time. And while I understand that ninjas were a thing, I'm just trying to understand how we went from ninjas to aliens and the almighty of space. And I was like, when did we just skip being ninjas? Because that is a long era. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was interesting that at one point it's not even about the ninjas. Now we summoning all that we need to fight. Like, it honestly got to be so overwhelming at one point. And the war right now is overwhelming. Like, it's overwhelming. It's a lot happening. It's a lot of fireballs. It's a lot of a big ass monster with a giant eye shape shifting, and it's people getting cut in half and brought back to life with some crazy shit. Like, a prism that scales light and moves you in the speed of light. I'm like, all right, guys, I know we got jutsus, but this is crazy. So it is, and I haven't finished it, but just what's his name, Hashirama, with the big ass statue, and Madara and his and his what you call it. I'm like, wow, like, this is really a lot. But that's just my opinion. I haven't finished it, but I do wonder where we got ninjas and then Kaguya.
No,
Don't ask why I know about this. The
No,
internet will not let me live.
It's been out for years. Like I said,
Yeah, exactly.
We can't say spoiler warning anymore at this point. It's been out for years. But you know what, nephew, I'm going to bring you back in. Do you feel like, I love Naruto. Do you feel like Naruto became less of a ninja anime and more of just something completely different by the end?
I'm sorry, I just heard an alarm and it kind of startled me a little bit.
I'm so sorry. I gotta take my medicine.
Oh no, you're fine. I'll say no, because when we get to the war is war. Because then because everything is all out at this point. Like, I don't know what you expect war to be. If war is still a tactician, they still do all the tactician and pride. It just got to the point that when you done sorry, when you done everything that you can with all the tactician and stuff, and it's not gonna work, and the big guns are out, that's when it becomes okay. We're gonna have to start to pull out everything it is. So ninjas was still implicated in the show, still the beginning and the end. When Naruto came back and go look for Sasuke, they still had to be sneaking inside of the castle of Orochimaru to figure out what the hell he was Sai in the operation, that being the Anbu Black Ops. That each ninja was still being there. There was another infiltration that we had to go out, figure out the Akatsuki's about Gara. That was still a ninja situation because they still had to sneak into the village. It was a lot of ninja things was still implement in the show. It got when we go to the war, everything ends. Sasuke, that's another one. That was still an inside mission operation as well, sneaking into another village without anybody knowing who in the hell they was. Jiraiya had to go into a village, had to figure out sneak Operation Village. So that's why I'm like, it's still ninjas was still being implemented in the entire thing. It's just when we got to the war, they did all the secret tactics and all they did. They still pulled the ninja rules. It's just when we got to the point of just like, bro, if you got all the best people in the world and they legit have a reason why there's a legendary scrolls that are forbidden for a reason, then yeah, what do you expect at that freaking point? All ninjas off. We're at Kaguya at this point. The mother of all nature at this point. It don't even matter about the ninja tactics. We're still ninjas, but we're just going at this point being a full-fledged ninja of sneaking, sword, swiping. Let's not forget, we literally had samurais on the field, ladies and gentlemen. We had that. We had samurais, and I should know samurais.
They need to be at home.
But at the same time, they were still doing a war tactician. It just was not working against a guy who had every forbidden jutsu in their hand. Like, what do you expect? It don't matter at the end.
Obviously, when you get to a big war, you're going to have a whole bunch of big fights because at this point, it's the accumulation of everything that it is. And we know the war arc is very long. So I think that's why some people might have talked about how they felt like it turned some kind of corner. But it's like, but when we're here, we're here. The only real corner that really turned is the whole Kaguya thing, which I won't say much more on because I know you want to go ahead and get to that. Jasiri, I'm going to actually come to you with this one. We know there's a lot of popular people in Naruto, one of them being Kakashi, and we know how good Kakashi is. Did he kind of become useless when Shippuden came around?
Kakashi's still gangster. It don't matter what happens. Whatever happened in Shippuden, he was in his self-healing journey. That's why he wasn't around as much. He was really just chilling. Anytime he still stepped out, they was ultra glazing him anywhere that he went. Kakashi of the Sharingan that had 9 lives. He took on the whole village at one time, and he took my bitch from the side. I don't know what happened afterwards, but I know I came back. Yeah, I had a child. Yep. They took that child. Kakashi got rid of it. Like, nah, Kakashi was still that guy. It was just they were giving everyone else screen time.
Mm-hmm.
Were they though? Because the Konoha kids might have something to say about that. They're like, where's my screen time at? Especially Tintin. Thank God for the freaking Rock Lee spinoff series. That's the only place Tintin gets a lot of screen time. But
Tenta did not get enough recognition. She had so many weapons, so many tools, and they treated her like a hoe.
she sat
She did
there in the
not
student
respect that.
exams and she was like, I didn't think I could pull this out yet, but I'm going to use this right now. And you even had guys there like, wait, she's using this already? Oh, well, this is going to be, she's doing her ace in the hole. Here's my ace in the, get that shit up out of here.
Her team failed her though. That wasn't a her. That was a team problem. There was no reason she was not taught how to do more than what she had in her kit.
She was a bad matchup for Tamari.
That is
That
definitely a
matchup or
bad matchup.
not,
Definitely bad.
y'all did. What did y'all teach her?
Time
Limited
out.
weapons.
Time out.
Not
Flag
bad.
on the play. Oh God, no. Okay, when it came with 10-10, who was it? Who was our sensei?
That would be Guy.
Some Mike
The
guy.
guy.
Okay, and then who was the guy was focusing more on?
Leah Neji.
And then he was focusing more on Rock Lee. The Neji had his own teacher.
You just proved my point though.
No, what I'm basically saying is that this entire point of the operation is 10-10 had nothing to really offer more.
What's the point of being on the team if everybody's not there to learn?
She was throwing kunais and having great weapons. That was really it. They told her what she was great at. If that was all she really could, and the matchup that she had with Tamari was just too one-sided.
It was a bad matchup. Like, how was a
Matchups
weapon?
matter.
I don't
Matchups
care.
matter.
I don't care if you're the greatest weapons person.
Yes.
You could be the greatest wielder. If the
Yes.
person on the other side is a long range person that can to anything that you throw, they even said it. They're like 10-10 never misses her mark. Literally, she's a person that can just hit a perfect bullseye with anything. Not against Tamari. Not against the Ren user.
And if her main toolkit is literally using weapons and she doesn't know how to use any taijutsu and she's more of an IQ person, then what more can you do? That's me looking at Ino. Just be like, oh, just use more thing. One more thing that she can use is like, but that's her only kid that will know what she does. So like, I don't know what more can we really say about that topic. It's just more like, okay, that's what she knows for. That's what she used. Yeah, she got at the end, she got all the greats, but still don't matter because niggas are god then. So
Mario still beat her. That's all I'm saying.
That's crazy.
But niggas are god at that point, and at that point, I don't even know if Tamara would even beat her at that point. If we want to be honest on that point, because we wouldn't even know at that point. So it's because everybody else, like one retired, one still out there on the mission. So like we don't know. Literally, we don't fucking know. But what I do know is one is throwing knives and has great IQ and is not a taijutsu specialist versus the other two. Literally, and you can't teach somebody who only knows throw knives. That's like trying to teach people to throw hands.
That's the point. Like,
you can't.
Her team was centered around like being able to do that. Like, it's not impossible. Sakura was the perfect example. She was able to develop a skill that she did not have with the correct teacher. I'm saying Guy has such a sense of being able to fight and defend himself. Lee had the same thing, and Neji could also fight. You should never, in a team setting, you shouldn't all have the same skill, but you should definitely have foundation, and weapons being her only foundation is my problem, is what I'm saying. I think that the leader himself failed her in the sense of that team, knowing two people could do 2 out of 3 and she could do 1 out of 3. That doesn't make sense to me.
But it's also like he said, Neji mostly trained with the Hyuga clan. Like that was where he was getting all his training from, and for what it's worth, that's also where he was getting her training from. But if you're on a team
with 3 people and you have 1 leader, it is your job to do exactly that. It is your job to direct and teach and do whatever you need to do to ensure that your team is successful.
So we have the same energy with Kakashi then?
You're absolutely right, because
you're not wrong, but it's just
was
like
absolutely
Kakashi,
amazing teacher. Remember when Kakashi taught
Ooh, y'all
look.
Hold on. Someone has to pick
we're
one.
Going in and
someone
out.
gotta pick
We're going
someone
in
has
and
to
out.
pick first.
Sorry.
Go for it.
No, okay. I was just gonna say I'm gonna say you're right, because Kakashi is a great teacher. We know what he did for Sasuke. Do you remember when he taught Naruto that famous jitsu? Oh wait, no, he didn't do that, did he?
Yamato did.
You know, Sakura has become an amazing healer. I'm glad that Kakashi was able to teach. No, no, wait, he didn't do that. No, but you know, Sasuke became really good after the Shidori. You know, he learned how to wait, Kakashi didn't. They just kind of went off and found their own senseis, didn't they?
So who is Tenten supposed to have if that was her only person?
Well, it
I'm
is
gonna keep
supposed
it
to
a
be
stack
God.
with you. Guy definitely could have taught her more hand-to-hand combat because
That's it.
he was a master with weapons. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna say him.
And you're right.
Guy
That's
was
all.
definitely master
We're
with
not saying
nunchucks,
she has to
swords, like,
outsource.
but yeah, nah,
No,
that's
I mean literally
humble on Guy.
when you're Mike Guy and your strong suit is taijutsu, and you got Rock Lee, who's definitely your strong suit is taijutsu. When you got Neji, who's a Hyuga clan, and obviously your strong point is taijutsu, and then you got Tenten, who was so pitiful to everybody on the final arc before the OG Naruto ends. Every single kid goes on that mission except for Tenten.
Mm-hmm.
She even gets pissed at Lee at the end and is like, why did everybody go on that mission but me?
Yep. Yep. Like, that's blasphemous to me. It is. But y'all let her use a big ass weapon to seal some gods in a goddamn bowl.
Yep.
Okay. All right, everybody.
That's
sure.
her W.
Sure. And then she said, oh, this is making me tired. I don't know that. And that was it. I said, and you know what he must have instilled in her? The fucking confidence to do such a thing.
Like what happened? Audacity. I have that.
That's
All of that.
all.
But
It's
we'll go ahead-
great.
But we'll go ahead and bring that back full circle. Chaos. Do you feel like Kakashi became a little useless as Shippuden came around?
I don't think so. I hated that he wasn't with Naruto, like in this journey, like, you know, with Yamato and like learning well, he was there for some times, but like I agree with you, Sarah. Like he really was just like locked in on like who we needed to be for the village and for what was going on. Like, and then knowing that he had the chance of possibly becoming Hokage, and he's like, damn, like that's a big responsibility for Elmo. So it's like, I don't think that he was useless. I do think that, I mean, well, he was fucked up. Actually, wasn't he severely injured for like, he was injured for a while, which is why we didn't see him. And then he sent Yamato to go work with everybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not that long after you had already assigned, and it's like, by the way, we're all equals now. This is now Team Kakashi. It's not Team 7 anymore. And not that long later, it's like, yeah, Kakashi's just kind of out. You're Yamato now. And by the way, Sai's gonna join your team, and he's gonna say a lot of blunt things to Sakura, and you know, and then this is just the team now, and he's over there. No, but it doesn't matter because Tsunade is her teacher now, and Jiraiya is his teacher now, and Sasuke's off with Orochimaru as his teacher now, and even Kakashi said, yeah, they're all probably better than me at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, he was out of commission for a long time, just like he was out of commission for a long time in OG Naruto when he got caught in that Genjutsu and Itachi had to do that.
He was, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, Kakashi has... Now, obviously, he'll always have throwing hands with Obito at the end. But
bruh, that fight scene was crazy.
Beautiful.
That was crazy. I watched that like 3 times. He was like, no, nothing. Get you like all hands. I was like, oh my God, I love hand-to-hand combat. It was so good.
I'll say that they definitely sidelined Kakashi and Shippuden, just like they did everybody else. Shippuden became literally Naruto, Sakura, Jiraiya, and like nobody else.
They needed camera time.
They're the stars. They always had the camera time.
I really did like Sai's progression though, like as because I really disliked Sai. They really did a great job at me disliking Sai, and then they made a great job of me loving him. So it was the crop top that sold me first. So
he was in Danbu Black Ops, so it's like what
Yeah.
Kakashi didn't have to do anything with these kids anymore.
Yeah.
It was like Y'all over there. And you seen he didn't even want Naruto knowing the Rasengan. He tried to scold Jiraiya for that. It's like, you really taught him that? It's like, bro,
Hmm.
you do know the Akatsuki's after him, right?
Right, like we need to do something, something big, actually.
And by the way, just because Orochimaru decided he wanted to give Sasuke a hickey, you decided, you know what, in order to try to keep him from trying to seek more power, you're going to sneak off, abandon your other two students to go try to teach him with Chidori? But Jiraiya's doing wrong.
Ooh.
That's because he actually knew who his daddy was. Hey, he wanted to see a generational run.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, that's crazy.
No.
Ooh.
But no, they tried everything they could to keep Sasuke. It's like, I'm going to give you this extra. Almost made him late for the tuning exams. Actually, he was late. They had to push
He
his
was late.
match back like twice.
Yep.
And all because Kakashi has this whole thing where he never shows up on time, ever. Anytime they had a mission. Yeah, I'm sorry. Boy, the traffic was bad. Like,
I'm like, wow, your
in a village?
teleportation
Y'all,
must have
y'all,
been
y'all don't have cars.
held
You
up.
know that, right? Like, okay.
Oy.
Mm,
Oh
mm.
man, but no, that is crazy. But what else is crazy has been this podcast. And you know what? As always, we always want to thank you. We have now reached the end. I believe I'm looking down at the clock. I don't even know how long technically we were on with all the times in between. It looks like we probably made our market. We went over a little bit this week. You know what? So be it. That's just things happen that was
Yeah.
out of our control. But we have
Yeah.
the end of the podcast this week. So
FOBS.
as usual, chaos, as we all well, yeah, you know. I don't sponsor them, so it's like they don't sponsor me, so I don't care. It's just what I use for the
Right.
moment. But how are you feeling tonight? We made it through a very kind of chaotic one. This is the first time we've had these issues.
It was great. No, I thank you guys again for having me. It was so much fun. And we get to talk about my favorite thing, so that's always a win.
That is always a
Yeah.
win. Well, again, you have been with us all 4 seasons. You're the first. Hopefully, the others will come through and we can get them on all 4 seasons. But we are at that time. Chaos, is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
F all the Sakura haters. Ino's right there. Watch more romance anime.
Watch more
That is all.
romance anime. She said Eno is right there. Jasiri, is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Um, yo, listen, had a great game last Saturday. This Saturday, I'll be participating again on 2 teams for Brody League. So I'll be shooting, playing D. Pause. Also, shout out to our sis. We got the One Piece cooking book. So we definitely gonna
Hey.
take a couple pages out of this and put
Okay.
that on stream. Feel me? I can't wait to see the press Spider-Man this summer. I mean a real New York Spider-Man because that happy-go-lucky shit was blowing mine. But we're there. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna live on top. And that's it.
Excellent. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. It's nephew. So you anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I think the only thing I had to say is my anime well, not in anime. A show has been released this week. Probably been released for a couple of weeks now, but just to point that out there, Invincible has been released, you guys. Go ahead, get your Invincible 1, 2, 3 going on right now. Invincible looking really, really good. So if y'all want any I'm gonna have to say it. Mark is fucking dark Spider-Man. Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god, I love it. Mark is dark as fuck, and I'm here for it. We got Dark Spider-Man. We got Venom. We got Symbiote. We got Mark coming over here telling people like, bro, I should have killed this nigga when I had a chance. Mark, you killing? Mark, you killing it? You're killing people now, Mark? You're killing people now, Mark? You're killing people now. Mark, we killing people now, Mark? We killing people now. Okay, I'm here. I'm here for it because I said this in season 1, 2, 3. This nigga needs to step up, and he is stepping up with a great fucking mental display. But I'm here for it. So please go watch Invisible season 4. It is amazing. 3 episodes out. Actual new episode has been released, and then the next season 4 is gonna come out And y'all actually, and there's a scene on there where you actually find out why the Viltrumites are the way they are. And holy shit, you watch Army Man backstory, you thought a lot of people had bad for parents. Ha! You went for the treat. That's all I gotta say. All right, that's it. Wrap it up right there.
Yes, we could definitely wrap it up right there, guys. Make sure you guys go and check out Invincible. Look, if you guys made it this far, we definitely appreciate you, especially with all the technical difficulties that we had this week on the podcast. Is real. That's okay. When I get time to edit, I will have timestamps up. It'll help you navigate these gaps in between a little bit easier on the podcast. Is real. Or if you don't care and you're just along for the ride, you can easily restart this as soon as we're done, and you can rewatch it absolutely anytime you want. Or if you just want to wait till everything is all edited up on the other platforms, that is Amazon Music, that is Spotify, that is Apple Podcasts, that will be available first thing on Monday mornings. We always put the podcast up on all those platforms every week so that you can make sure that you can enjoy them when you're out and about. Or if you're someone like me who drops around for a living, you definitely want to find a lot of podcasts to listen to. So you definitely want to check out The Podcast Is Real. Other than that, you can check us out at The Podcast Is Real on all our social media platforms except for Twitter, because that is too many letters. Don't even worry about it. Don't use it that much anyway. But you can catch us everywhere else at The Podcast Is Real. You can DM us at any of those spots, or you can email us at thepodcastisreal@gmail.com. If you have any suggestions for us, whether it's guests, topics, anything like that, we are always willing to listen. We might not always respond, but trust me, I see everything. So again, for our lovely, lovely guest, the four-time Lil Chaos, the married Lil Chaos, sliding in here with us. With my nephew, the soundless well himself, the singing sensation, vocals down there tearing it up with the content right now. For the hooping Jamaican brother, the king of New York, Jasiri, I am King Drell. We will see you guys next week. And remember, Eno is apparently worse than Sakura, but the podcast is real. And so is a Yodorichi cosplay. We'll see you guys next week. Salute!